Welcome to the latest edition of the MLS Power Rankings, where things are heating up across the league. With the 2024 season nearing its end, teams are making their final pushes for playoff spots, while others are falling short. And yes, even Messi's Inter Miami stumbled this week, proving that anything can happen in MLS. Let's dive into the good, the bad, and the ugly from Matchdays 33 and 34. First, let's start with the bad. 29, San Jose Earthquakes. Yikes. San Jose is free-falling toward the wooden spoon, and their recent performances aren't helping. After a draw with Seattle and a loss to St. Louis, their season feels like a train wreck. Even Jeremy Ibobisi is frustrated, calling it out for what it is. Everything is a disaster, frankly. 28, Chicago Fire. Chicago's season is a wash. At this point, they're racing San Jose to avoid finishing dead last. Fans will just have to grit their teeth through the last few games. 27, New England Revolution. It's been a rough season for the Revs, and this week made it worse. A draw with Montreal followed by a 4-0 pummeling by Charlotte leaves Caleb Porter's debut season looking worse by the day. 26, St. Louis City SC. Sure, they beat San Jose, but let's be honest, who isn't beating San Jose? They're unlikely to make the playoffs, falling victim to the dreaded sophomore slump. 25, Sporting Kansas City, officially out of the playoff race after a tough home loss to Minnesota. Their only hope for redemption? Winning the Open Cup on Wednesday. 24, DC United. The playoff dream is slipping away for DC. They lost 4-0 to Philly, one of the teams they're battling for a spot, and that's not a good look. Now for the teams on the rise. 22, Nashville SC. Nashville earned a respectable draw against FC Cincinnati and are showing signs of life with 3 straight positive results. Things are looking up for the Music City squad. 21, CF Montreal. Unbeaten in 3 and creeping closer to a play-in spot, Montreal's quietly getting things done. A draw with New England and a win over Chicago won't make headlines, but they're climbing in the standings. 20, Atlanta United. Atlanta's 2-2 draw with the Red Bulls was chaotic. Brad Guzan saved a late penalty, and they thought they had the win, only for the Red Bulls to snatch an equalizer in the 8th minute of stoppage time. Playoff hopes are still alive, but barely. 19, FC Dallas. A 3-1 win over LAFC? Impressive. But they're still 5 points out of a playoff spot, so they'll need to keep the momentum going. Moving up the pack, Minnesota United is on the rise. It's the Bongi show in Minnesota. Bongo Kula Hlongwane has scored 4 goals in his last 4 games, and Minnesota is climbing fast, now up to 9th in the West after their first ever road win at Sporting KC. Seattle Sounders, on the other hand, are slipping. Drawing with San Jose this late in the season? Not good, Seattle. They're still in 6th, but results like these will hurt their playoff hopes. New York City FC is inching upwards. They've been drawing more than winning lately, but they're coasting towards the playoffs. They'll need to step it up if they want to secure a top 4 spot in the East. At the top of their game, Portland Timbers are experiencing a bit of a roller coaster. Evander continues his MVP-level performances, but the Timbers' 3-3 draw with RSL shows there's still work to do. They also defeated the Galaxy midweek, so things aren't too bad in Portland. Vancouver Whitecaps are quietly making waves. Are the Whitecaps the quiet surprise of the league? Coach Vanni Sartini has them playing some of the best football in MLS, and they're up to 6th in the West with games in hand. Keep an eye on them. LAFC is struggling. Things are getting rough in LA. 5 matches without a win and it's not looking good. They've got the talent to turn it around, but the clock is ticking. Houston Dynamo is heating up. Houston is on fire, literally. A 1-0 win over Austin in the Texas Derby has them in the hunt for a home playoff spot. Keep watching these guys. Finally, the top of the league. Columbus Crew is cruising. Columbus is in cruise control right now. With wins over Toronto and Orlando, they're 2nd in the East with 2 games in hand. There's even a path for them to win the Supporters' Shield if everything goes their way. Inter Miami remains at the summit. Despite 2 draws, Inter Miami is still a favorite for the Shield, but Tata Martino won't be thrilled with how the week went. There's no doubt though, Messi and company are still at the top of the heap.